CMSportsNet is made possible by Genova's To Go and by Carroll Lynx. Game On is brought to you by Aquino Financial Services.
Hi there, I'm Pat Stetzer, and welcome back to Game On. We've got soccer playoffs kicking off and 2 weeks of football remaining in the regular season. Exciting times and plenty to get into, so let's get started. It's Game On. We begin with Carroll County Athletic League football and a look back at the scores from Week 7. Winters Mill couldn't quite keep up with Springbrook. Westminster spoiled Century's homecoming. South Carroll clipped Liberty in overtime, and Man Valley topped Francis Scott Key late in regulation. CMSportsNet brought you a special multi-game coverage broadcast last Friday as our game of the week. Now let's look at highlights from each of those 3 games, starting with the Owls and Knights from the Castle in Eldersburg. Westminster's ground game is on display against Century all night long. Check out Jack Hitchcock here. He blows by everyone for a 69-yard touchdown run. Hitchcock finished with 3 touchdowns on the evening. Century gets on the board in the third quarter when quarterback Jake Dexter finds Quentin Duncan. The receiver does a nice job here, snags the ball, goes into the end zone for a 20-yard touchdown. Knights avoid the shutout, but the Owls are in control. Final score, Westminster 35, Century 7. Owls win their 5th game in as many weeks. Now let's head to Francis Scott Key with Eagles hosted Man Valley. The home team going for it here on 3rd and long. Jacob Etzler down the middle to Colton Feister, a 46-yard scoring strike, and FSK is on the board. The Mavericks tie it up later, and the Eagles respond when Etzler avoids a sack, and he's going to find Jermaine Dawson from the backfield, and Dawson stays in bounds, stretches for the goal line. He's in, 35-yard touchdown. Eagles regain the lead. Now it's 14-7. A mistake here from Etzler as he overthrows his receiver, and it finds the hands of Man Valley senior Braden Fritz. And Fritz stays on his feet, and he's going to make a house call after going the distance here. The Mavericks are going to take a 6-point lead as Fritz goes all the way deep into Key territory and into the end zone. Moments later, the FSK signal caller responds. Etzler drops back into a clean pocket, finds Jermaine Dawson down the left sideline. He's all alone behind the secondary, cuts it back in, takes it to the end zone for 6 points, and the Eagles go up by 1 with under 3 minutes to go. On the ensuing kickoff, the Eagles decide to kick it to Caleb Hoffman. After fielding the ball at the 16, Hoffman goes untouched right up the middle to give the Mavericks the lead right back. And they convert a 2-point play after that to make it 28-21. That was 3 lead changes in the span of 3 minutes up in Uniontown. All right, 4th down for Key. Etzler hands to Dawson. They need 2 yards to get it. It appears they converted on first glance, but after further deliberation, the referees bring the chains out and they measure, and the Eagles are just shy of a first down by less than half a yard. Man Valley gets the ball back and runs out the clock, and the Mavericks leave Key with a 28-21 W. Now our last game of the evening was South Carroll traveling to Liberty, hoping to pull off the upset, but the Lions strike first when quarterback Chase Miller brings David Akinboye across the formation, hands to the senior, who takes it off tackle for a touchdown. South Carroll gets the ball, and they waste no time in responding. After Anthony Rodriguez rips off a 50-yard run, Caleb Evans rolls to his left and delivers a strike to Braden Yeager in the back corner of the end zone. South Carroll leads 7-6. Liberty ties it up 20-all on their first drive of the second half, and this handoff to Kevin Poole right up the gut. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and back and forth we go. The Cavaliers force a Liberty punt and set up shop at the Lions' 46. 3 minutes later, Rodriguez goes up the gut, spinning off Liberty defenders and into the end zone. So the Cavaliers cut it to 2. They go for 2 to tie the game, try to tie the game, and call for the Philly special, and they get it. Evans, from his quarterback position, sneaks into the end zone, catches a pass. We have a tie game heading into the 4th quarter, and it's scoreless, so we go to overtime. Liberty gets the ball first in OT and lines up for the field goal, but botched the snap, and they turn the ball over. Crazy play on the very next play. Rodriguez wins it for the Cavaliers. He scampers off the right side, goes into the end zone. South Carroll caps the upset win, 34-28, to finish up Week 7 in unbelievable fashion. That was fun stuff last Friday night. Now we can see the Carroll County football standings entering Week 8. Westminster topping the standings still without a county loss. Liberty has just the one, so their game Friday is a big one. The Owls can win the county championship with a victory. More on that game in a few moments. And now let's see the county stats leaders. County coaches submitting stats to CMSportsNet from earlier this week. Passing leaders are up first. Chase Miller edging Rory O'Connor for the lead in yards. The two quarterbacks have combined to throw 26 touchdown passes so far. Rushing leaders are up now, and Jack Hitchcock has the lead. He's also averaging more than 10 yards per carry for the Owls. Kevin Poole cracks the top 7 after his big game last week against South Carroll. Over to the receivers, Liberty and Westminster each with a pair of wideouts on the board. We could see some stars shining at Ruby Field this Friday night. And some defensive stats now. Dom D'Amico and JT Ferguson leading that Century defense. Braden Foreman had a big week for Manchester Valley in their win over Francis Scott Key. All right, time to take a look at our next Game of the Week broadcast. The Carroll County title could be up for grabs when Liberty visits Westminster at Ruby Field. Mike Coons joins me in the booth. Pre-game coverage begins at 6:45 and kickoff is set for 7. Let's dive into this matchup and talk about the teams, and we'll start with Liberty. The Lions had a 4-game win streak snapped last week when they fell to South Carroll, but their offense can put up some points. They have the top scoring unit in the Carroll County Athletic League. On defense, junior Austin Safran has been a key piece. He's got 47 tackles. That's third best on the team. Now let's talk about Westminster. The Owls bring their 5-game winning streak into Friday night with the second best offense in the county to date, and they've dominated the all-time series with 15 wins over the last 18 meetings. Westminster's last loss to Liberty came back in 2018. On to the team stats now. You can see the Liberty offense averaging better than 24 points per game. Meanwhile, the Owls allow less than 13 per game, and they've given up 19 points total during this 5-game win streak. So very impressive on that side of the ball. Players to watch now from our Game of the Week matchup. We spotlight 2 top-notch defenders. Kevin Kern in the middle of that Lions defense has 54 tackles and a pair of sacks. And sophomore Isaiah Taylor is coming on strong this season with 15 tackles for loss and 6 sacks to pace Westminster. Now it's time for the Coach's Corner. We caught up with both coaches ahead of this week's big game, so let's hear from Liberty's Larry Luth and Westminster's Chris Basler.
What is one thing you were working on with the team this week to prepare for Friday's game?
We have to take care of the ball. We turned it over too many times last week. We put ourselves in bad situations and didn't take advantage of field position by turning the ball over. So we really want to work on our ball security.
I think we've really focused on the last couple of weeks, playing consistent football, on both sides of the ball, executing. This time of the year, everyone's trying to play their best. And, especially when you play a team like Liberty, the last several years, the games come down to one play or 2 plays, and you never know which play that's going to be. So for us to be able to try to come out on top, we really need to try to play our best football for 48 minutes.
They execute their game plan phenomenally. They run the football, they throw when they get numbers. They're well coached, they're big, they're disciplined, and we have to find a way to stop the run this week.
I think they do a lot well. Coach Luth does a great job. They consistently get better throughout the year, every year, and it's particularly looking at them offensively. They have a lot of great receivers, and they're very explosive, and trying to slow them down is going to give us a big challenge, and one we're going to have to try to meet. And at the same time, offensively trying to keep up and score with them. It really needs to be a complete team effort for us to try to win this Friday.
Thanks to CMSportsNet's Josh Davis for catching up with the coaches. So it's Liberty taking on Westminster this Friday night on our next Game of the Week broadcast. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:45 and kickoff is set for 7 p.m. Time to see the entire slate of Week 8 football around the Carroll County Athletic League. Francis Scott Key heads to South Hagerstown on the final Friday of October, while everyone else stays within the county limits. The Cavaliers host the Knights, and the Falcons are back home to take on the Mavericks. Also a reminder, we've got extra football coverage for you on Friday night when Century visits South Carroll. Kickoff there at Parker Field is set for 7 p.m. Time for a break. When we come back, we'll visit in with boys soccer and girls soccer and check in on Carroll Lynx women's soccer as they get set to make more history. Plus, the CMSportsNet Athlete of the Week. So stick around. Game On. We'll be right back.
Hungry? Genova's to go. Pizza, pasta, subs, and more. Fresh hot pizza right from the oven. Genova's to go. A mouth-watering cheesesteak just off the grill. Genova's to go. Fresh baked bread and plump wings seconds from the fryer. Genova's to go. Genova's to go carry-out, delivery, mobile device, and online ordering is available at all locations. Westminster, Hampstead, Manchester, and our newest dining room in Eldersburg for lunch, dinner, or any time in between. Genova's to go.
There's a lot about Sarah and Tara that's exactly alike. They drink the same coffee, they have the same great job, and they both have a high-quality education. The only difference? Sarah spent her first 2 years at Carroll Community College, getting the same exceptional education, but at less than half the cost. So while Tara uses her paycheck to make student loan payments, Sarah can use hers for other things, like going out for coffee. Get started at carrollcc.edu.
Hi, I'm Steve Aquino. Creating a financial plan requires a disciplined, well-thought-out approach. At Aquino Financial Group, our mission is to provide a variety of solutions to help our clients fulfill their lifetime financial goals and dreams.
Catch all the high school football action with CMSportsNet's Game of the Week. From kickoff to the final score and all the plays in between, we've got you covered.
Here's our next matchup.
Don't miss CMSportsNet's Game of the Week. Welcome back to Game On. Let's get right back into some Carroll County fall sports. Let's start with boys soccer and see what's been happening in the Carroll County Athletic League with some recent results. The Mavericks netted a double overtime victory over the Cavaliers, and Francis Scott Key did the same in beating the Leopards. Urbana losing to Liberty and Oakdale falling short against Century. Time to see some boys soccer scoring leaders as reported by the coaches to CM Sportsnet. Liberty has 2 of the top 3 scorers, and South Carroll's got 2 on the leaderboard as well. A look now at the updated county standings. Man Valley vaulting into 5th place with that win over South Carroll, and FSK has won 3 in a row and 4 of the last 5, with Eagles playing well late in the season. All right, bracketology beginning for soccer, so let's see the boys break down for the Carroll team, starting with 1A North Region 1, where Liberty and South Carroll had home games Wednesday evening. A Lions-Cavaliers semifinal will be a rematch of their double overtime thriller from a few games ago. Over to 2A West Region 1, county champ Century has a bye. The Knights try to get back to a state title game once the regional semifinals get underway for them. Winners no hits the road to face Middletown in their opener. And in 3A West Region 1, Man Valley and Westminster face off for a second time this season. The Owls prevailed 5-2 in the regular season matchup. Switching over to girls soccer and some recent scores. Man Valley blanked South Carroll, and Liberty went on the road to beat Gerstel on the artificial turf in Finksburg. Time to check in on the scoring leaders for girls soccer. Hannah DeVincent tops the list, and Hannah Neske right behind her, as is Man Valley's Emma Penchek, but the Lions have some firepower on the board. And a look at the Carroll County girls soccer standings. Liberty and Westminster tied for second place in the county chase. 5 teams with winning overall records as well. And the girls' playoffs are underway. Let's check out the girls' soccer regional brackets. 1A North Region 1 has Liberty with the bye, and FSK taking on South Carroll in the quarterfinal. 2A West Region 1 has Winners Mill hosting Williamsport in the Falcons opener, and Century has the bye in the first round. 3A West Region 1 features Westminster as the 2 seed and Man Valley as the 3. They can face each other in the regional semifinals on Saturday. They played to a scoreless draw during the regular season. Stay tuned for postseason soccer as CM Sportsnet keeps tabs on the boys and girls teams that make deep playoff runs toward a state championship. As always, we've got you covered. Carroll County held its annual cross-country county championship meet on October 22nd on the campus of McDaniel College. It was a good afternoon to be a night as Century won the boys and girls team titles. Century's boys won for the second time in 3 seasons. They had 4 runners finish among the top 15 spots, led by repeat champion Ryan Hartranft. The senior won the race by 11 seconds, holding off Liberty's Greg Schellberg. Century's girls repeated as team champs in convincing fashion, 4 runners in the top 5 in that race. And sophomore Taylor Colson won her second county title in as many seasons, also in convincing fashion. Now it's time to hear from the individual cross-country county champs and learn more about their victories.
So it felt really good. This season's been a roller coaster. I mean, it's really hard sometimes, and it's your second year doing it and trying to do the same times. But I went out, I really tried to go for it today, and the coaches, my parents were the ones really supporting me during this.
Yeah, so it feels good. Second time coming out here and getting the win. It's a hard course out there, a lot of hills, and I think it's good how I kind of went conservative in the beginning and had some energy left for the finish. And there's tough competition out there, so I'm glad that I can come out here and compete and be healthy and get the win.
The hills were definitely, a mental challenge, but anyone who runs, you can do it, and it's just a mental thing, and that's what the sport is.
What I was telling my team earlier was, if not for yourself, for your teammates. So going out there and running the plays, getting the points for our team to help us get higher and higher, just motivates me when it gets hard, because no matter any race, there's always a hard part, and that helps me a lot.
When I get to the part where it gets really hard, and in my brain I just say, you know what, it's 20 minutes to your life, 25 minutes of life, whatever it is to someone, it's gonna be over, and when it's over, you'll be more happy than what you are right now.
So I am committed to UMBC for cross country and track, and I'm excited to continue my academic and athletic career and get some faster times and make a name for myself in the collegiate field.
I do triathlons, so that is something that I do competitively. I'm nationally ranked for that. So that is just, cross country, running, triathlons, wherever it takes me in the future. But yeah.
Congratulations to Taylor Colson and Ryan Hartran for earning their county championships, and to Century's boys and girls squads for taking the team titles, and a job well done to all the outstanding performances on the afternoon. All right, time for the latest CMSportsNet Athlete of the Week. We head to South Carroll, where this junior was a big part of the football team's overtime victory against rival Liberty. Let's find out who it is. All right, the latest CMSportsNet Athlete of the Week, Anthony Rodriguez, South Carroll football. Anthony, 180 yards, rushing, 2 touchdowns, the game winner in overtime to beat Liberty. Take me back to the end of that game. That game was crazy, to say the least.
Oh man, once we stopped them and I heard I was getting the ball, I was like, I got to take this back and win this for my team. It felt really good winning it.
You guys were down in the third quarter by 8. It was a back and forth game. Defense was making plays. You guys were making plays on both sides. Was there ever any doubt on the sideline that you guys could come back and get the job done? Because you guys had played a similar game against them last year, too.
I mean, no, there's never doubt when it's a close game like that. I just think we got to battle adversity, yeah.
Yeah, and keep your guys' composure on the sideline, I would think,
composure,
too.
Yep.
Yeah, and when it got to be a tied game again, are you one of those guys that looks around at your teammates and says, all right, man, we're going to get this done? Me, Manny, Caleb, Braden, whoever's going to be, step up and make a big play.
I think everyone needs to be that way. Step up. Everyone needs to make a play. I got to shout out to my line, my quarterback, of course, and also Braden Maz with those 2 picks. That really helped us out a lot.
What's it been like as the year has gone along here? You guys have been, offense struggled a little bit, but it's going to pick itself back up. How big is the line play for you guys to be able to find the holes for you and Manny and Caleb to make things happen on offense?
I mean, when we find these holes, and it makes it a lot easier for us to run once we get to the secondary. Once we get past that line, I just feel like it's a lot easier.
Yeah. Last year, the second half was South Carroll's half of the season. I know you guys want to win more games early on, but how are you feeling right now with a couple weeks to go and then the playoffs about to begin?
I'm feeling confident. I mean, I'm doing good. The line's doing good. The whole team's doing good. We're all feeling great, and I think we can keep this in and probably win next week too.
All right, well, good luck the rest of the way. Congrats on last week's game. That's Anthony Rodriguez, the latest CMSportsNet Athlete of the Week.
CMSportsNet Athlete of the Week is brought to you by Barnes Bollinger Insurance and by Raising Cane's.
Congratulations to Anthony Rodriguez, the latest CMSportsNet Athlete of the Week, and a look at all of our fall sports winners so far, as November is almost upon us. And that will do it for this episode of Game On. As always, we thank you for watching. A reminder that our next Game of the Week football broadcast features Westminster hosting Liberty at Ruby Field. Pre-game coverage begins at 6:45 and kickoff is set for 7. We've also got some bonus football for you as Century heads to South Carroll, where the Cavaliers host the Knights at Parker Field. Kickoff there is also set for 7 p.m. Like I said before, we'll have playoff soccer coverage for you in the coming weeks, and keep an eye out for highlights from Wednesday night's regional boys soccer showdown between Man Valley and Westminster, that game at Ruby Field. Sticking with soccer, we have some more history for the Carroll Lynx, the women's team hosting Garrett College on Thursday afternoon for the first home playoff game in program history. Carroll defeated the Lakers earlier in the regular season. This time, it will be for the right to advance in the Region 20 playoffs. The Lynx finished 4-3-1 in conference play in their inaugural season, led by Haley Greenwade and her 13 goals. And a reminder that our new Sports Talk at Island Green show comes your way every Monday evening at Island Green in Westminster. Host Avery Newport talks McDaniel football with Green Terror coach Skylar Fultz, and he's joined by special guests along the way to chat about local high school, college, and pro sports. That's Sports Talk at Island Green on Monday nights at 6 from the Island Green in Westminster. Don't miss it. Be sure to catch all of our high school sports content online on Facebook and YouTube, as well as our website at CMSportsNet.com. You can watch us on cable channel HD 1072, and be sure to follow us on Instagram at CMSportsNet Action. Thanks again, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Hungry? Genova's to go. Pizza, pasta, subs, and more. Fresh hot pizza right from the oven. Genova's to go. A mouth-watering cheesesteak just off the grill. Genova's to go. Fresh baked bread and plump wings seconds from the fryer. Genova's to go. Genova's to go carry-out, delivery, mobile device, and online ordering is available at all locations. Westminster, Hampstead, Manchester, and our newest dining room in Eldersburg. For lunch, dinner, or any time in between. Genova's to go.
There's a lot about Sarah and Tara that's exactly alike. They drink the same coffee, they have the same great job, and they both have a high-quality education. The only difference? Sarah spent her first 2 years at Carroll Community College, getting the same exceptional education, but at less than half the cost. So while Tara uses her paycheck to make student loan payments, Sarah can use hers for other things, like going out for coffee. Get started at carrollcc.edu.
Hi, I'm Steve Aquino. Creating a financial plan requires a disciplined, well-thought-out approach. At Aquino Financial Group, our mission is to provide a variety of solutions to help our clients fulfill their lifetime financial goals and dreams.